Chant together.
Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave. When we buy a phone from the factory, it is optimum and perfect. And thereafter, we take the phone and start downloading whatever is freely available to such an extent that our phone starts hanging after some time. Because that device has a limit. And when we cross the limit, then the phone hangs. If this is clear, exactly the same way, we are all by birth perfect. But then free downloads. And those free downloads upset the capacity which we can handle. And then we call it in a dignified way depression, but it is nothing but hanging up of the instrument. Now, the structural phone is perfect. The functional aspect gets upset. Recently, when I was in Mumbai, this Samsung phone, he was suddenly will stop and my whole work will go away. So I went to the Samsung uh, technical people. All of them saw, I think, Swamiji, you sell it off, cashify kar do isko, buy a new one. And thereafter, I happened to go to my Varanasi. And there casually, I asked my friend, I said, hey, let us see if something can be done. He said, Swamiji, Mumbai cannot do what Varanasi will do. I said, yes, that is what Varanasi does. Then we went to some shop. He said, what is your service provider? I said, is Airtel. Then go to Airtel. So I went to them. And a very simple looking boy, maybe about 15, 20, casual. I said, hey Mahatma, देखो क्या हो गया? बैठो. He saw, in 5 minutes, he sorted out. He said, now it will not hang up. Take it. I said, thank you so much. How much I have to pay? Maharaji, no money from you. Ashirwad Deshi. I am talking about Bharat. Here, touch $10. And really it became so perfect. So next day again I went, because he was not taking money directly. So I gave some of my books to him to read. And in that I put some money so that he has to take it. Then I asked him, what exactly happened? Can you teach me? He said, nothing great. Only the settings were upset. Machine is perfect. Our life has to have perfect settings. दिमाग और तबला हमेशा चढ़ा के नहीं रखते. When you have to play music, that time you make the top of the tabla tight. Yes, it is required to bring out the perfect bowl. But all the time, if you keep like that, you will destroy that instrument. This is what happens with most of us. दिमाग हमेशा चढ़ा रहता है. अरे यार, relax. And this relaxation can happen if we know how to check our settings. Now, for that, we should have clarity about our personality. We function through three bodies, and all the three bodies are there because of three types of diseases. Diseases maintain the life in the body. If there is no disease, the body is dead. Have we ever heard incidents of cancer in the Catholic graveyard? No. So the first sign we have to take care of our inside, know this fact. There are three types of diseases for the three bodies. Physical body, the disease is vyadhi at a physical level. Sometimes you get hurt, sometimes wound or fracture or back pain, sciatica, whatever it is. That is at the physical level. Then the second is at the mind level, what we call subtle body. It is called as adi. The diseases of the mind are desire, anger, greed, expectations, all put together, Mr. Somebody. Till such time, Mr. Somebody is there, suffering will continue. So be attentive. If we imagine we should not have physical diseases, then the only way is die. We will not have diseases. So when the diseases end in the body dies. Be attentive. Body doesn't die. The five elements of which the body is made, the five elements are returned. Suppose I have taken a loan from him, don't worry. And then I have to return it back. And that time I feel bad. See, I am losing money. अरे यार तुम्हारा था कब? In the same manner, these five elements put together has become the body. And the body is alive only because it has the ability to support diseases. And when the diseases stop, no disease, then the body is dead. Now, what is the main meaning of the dead body? The five elements which were borrowed, from which the body was made, they are returned back. See, first individual air returned back. Ja, thank you. Then individual heat goes back. Thank you. Individual water goes back to water element. The earth element goes back to earth. And the space which was occupied by the body, that space is released. Who died? Such a simple thing, from whom I heard and learnt it from your children. Somebody's place I went, and the child was telling me, Swamiji, come to my room, I will show you something. So I went to his room. And he had made many things out of those plastic blocks, whatever you call it. And he said, see, this all I made. House, garden, then tractor, motorcycle, and everything. I said, what is the use seeing that? You are not going to give me. Why should I look at it? No, no, you want what you want, you take. I said, look here, I don't have a house, so give me the house. He said, okay, take. When I went to take it, he said, wait a minute, no hurry. I said, let me take out my blocks. The house is made out of blocks. Let me take out my blocks. You take the house. Now tell me, is house any object? What is the reality? Reality is blocks fixed together in a particular manner is called as house. 5 elements fixed in a particular manner is called as gross body. If you are a Gujarati, gross body. Therefore, when the body stops having any diseases, the body is dead. Therefore, mind your mind. Therefore, don't complain about the health issues of your life. Go through. So important. In Delhi, one lady came and same thing, therefore I don't entertain questions. Swamiji, I got so much of pain in my knees. Why there is pain? I said, because you are alive. If you don't want pain, die. Friends, there is no option. What cannot be cured should be endured. Now, one more principle related to mind. The more miserable we are in our life, stronger is our ego. Less miserable we are, less is our ego. God has no ego. Therefore, Paramananda, Brahmananda. See, this I am learning only from you. You are all my gurus. In somebody's house I went. It was my fault actually. And went straight away to that old lady to do namaskar. So when I went, I said, Mama, ki haal hai tode? Swamiji, baitho, aa gaya acha. So I said. Then started, like Ramayana Katha. See, this morning when I got out of my bed, step out, my ankle got twisted, and she was telling in Hindi and Punjabi. Got twisted, and it is so painful, and now the pain, her description was so live, I started getting the pain everywhere. Then her grandson called me. Swamiji, 1 minute. I said, Mama, your grandson called, I'll come back. So I went. He said, how can you listen to Dadima? Constantly she is complaining. I said, what should I do? Plug her mouth? No. Do what we do. What you do? When she starts talking, we show her fingers. Dadima, you told 3 times already. Then she keeps quiet. Because old people don't remember what they spoke to whom. And then I came. Swamiji, how far I have come, I have forgotten. Never mind, I'll start. Is it Ramayana or what? When she again started, then my both hands I opened. How many times will you tell? Never talk about your health issues to anybody except doctors. Doctors are paid for that. Don't torture others. You have learned a lot of control over your mind. Then the second thing. If the diseases of the mind or the subtle body disappear, the mind dies. The diseases of the mind are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, jealousy, anger, frustration, etc. When there are none of them, mind dies. Now be very attentive. When the body dies, it goes back to the source. When the mind dies, it merges in pure consciousness. Thought-free mind is consciousness. Consciousness with thoughts is mind. Ice without shape is water. Water with shape is ice. So if we know these principles, then we will be very easily able to practice our spiritual life. We all suffer only because of these diseases. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. There is no end to it. It is heavily raining outside and you are sitting in your razai nicely and then you have nothing to do, nowhere to go. Old man, so he shouts to the daughter-in-law, कोई है क्या घर में? Such a nice weather, heavy rains, cool. What a lovely thing it will be to have a nice cup of tea. A poor lady, what she has to do? Prepare the tea. Take. Only tea, no pakode. Second desire. Pakodas come. मिर्ची नहीं है क्या घर में? Friends, desires have no end. About this, I'll tell you one story. There was a king, and naturally he had a royal child who was crying. So when the king came to know, called the child in the assembly, and he said, a royal child, can't you fulfill his desires, whatever he wants? So the child was brought. Yes, Rajkumar, what you want? I want a buffalo. Can't you give buffalo to him? Get a buffalo. In that assembly, buffalo came. She was seeing none like me all around. Again the child started crying. Now what you want? A green grass. Get green grass. Green grass. Again, now what you want? Feed the grass to the buffalo. So buffalo started Brahmarpanam Brahmavi Brahmagno. Again crying. Now what happened? Take out the milk. So milk was taken. Again crying. Now what happened? Put the milk back. Desires have no end. Friends, we have to put a line thus far, not further. Like many people ask me, what is the secret that you are happy? I'll tell you the secret. Try this. You'll be happy like me. Write off your rights right away before they perform your rights right now. We have no right on anybody in this world. First principle. Second principle. Whatever we do in our life, nobody needs us. See? Now I have come here to serve you. When I was not here, it made no difference to you. But it makes a difference to me. If you are not there, I can't talk to the chairs. So when I come here as my need, I cannot have arrogance. But if I have that notion, you ignorant people, anyway, I'll teach you. The day, the moment we lose respect for others, we have destroyed ourselves. And this respect can be maintained only by knowing this. We are the most unwanted furniture in this universe. When we were not in this world, nothing was lacking. When we leave this world, nothing will be lacking. So if our earlier absence and posterior absence makes no difference, what difference it makes the presence? But what an arrogance. We have done so much for our children. Who needs whom? Keep this point in your mind. Who needs whom? The children need the parents or the parent need the children? When they get married, 3, 4 years, 5 years, no child, then start running from pillar to post. They want the child. The children don't need us. So if we are doing something for them, we are not obliging them. And if you don't take that obligatory attitude, you will have zero expectation from your children. And when you have no expectation from them, you will never be miserable. Hey friends, there was one man in Delhi, very short, maybe this height. So just for fun, I said, hey, how come you are not growing tall? Swamiji, what to do? No parents, so I could not grow. What the parents do? Do they put air every day? हवा भरो फिर बच्चा बढ़ता है. No. But what an arrogance we have. And because of that, we suffer in life. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, as long as we have the disease of desire, we will continue to suffer. Simply saying without understanding the meaning doesn't make a mantra. Yehi vidhi rakhe Ram, tehi vidhi rahiye. या तो फिर ते विले अनंते तैसे ची रहावे. The day you discover this principle, write off your rights right away, you will be at peace. Now, when the mind is free from the virus of desire, you are one with the divine. And what is divine? Bliss. What is mind? Blisters. So we get out of the bliss and enter blisters. Therefore, friends, we have to recognize the real thing is this. So, when the body is having health issues, body never complains. It is the mind which complains. Recognize this. One of my friend, Gujarati friend in Bombay, they invited me for dinner. And there is a rule, you know, you are in America. There is nothing like free dinner in this world. So I went to their house, had dinner. Then when I wanted to leave, Swamiji, excuse us, our Dadi Ma is not well, you please bless her. So I had to pay for that. So I went, and she was in coma, all tubes, and nurse was there. So I started talking to the nurse. I said, hey Amma, ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, everything is fine. Are they paying you okay? Till you get the next job, pray to the Lord, this should continue. Meanwhile, they came to see me, how I am blessing that comatose lady. So the moment came, my drama started. I took her hand in my hand, put my hand on her hand, and I kissed my hand. And now who can challenge? has done nothing. And third day he came for satsang. Swamiji, do you remember you came to our house for dinner? I said, when did I come? 3 days before. I said, it has gone out. It is not there. No, 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 not like that. You came and you blessed our grandmother. She was in coma. Then I realized, oh God, now what happened? Because of my prayers. Either she died or she survived. If she died, my blessings kill the people. If she survives, he has come to kill me. Then he said, we could not see her suffering. Your prayer God has lifted and she was relieved of the pain. I said, hey, story over. Come to the point. Those who are in coma, they never suffer. Those who pay the bill, they suffer. See, if a person is in coma, you remove the tubes, they don't object. Because the mind has died. Mind is no more identified with the body. The mind has merged with the total mind. See, friends. And therefore, when a person is in coma, mind is non-functional as regard individuality is concerned. Now be very attentive. Total space, our house space. Total mind, our individual mind. There is one earth, one water, one fire, one air, one space, one mind. That one space becomes 2 BHK, 3 BHK. And all problems are in this BHK. Total space, no problem. See? If there is an earthquake, everything will fall here and we'll, oh my God, my God. In the total space, how many earthquakes have come and gone? Nothing happens. If this is clear, in the same manner, there is one mind. And because of that one mind, the life is maintained in the body. The digestion, blood circulation, metabolism, everything is done by the common one mind. Now this one mind, when becomes identified with the body, then with reference to that body, somebody is born. Total space, construct a house, 1 BHK. In the same manner, one mind identified with one body, somebody is born. So for example, we all must have done it on the airport. Phone is always in our hand. If you have to write something, we don't want to leave it anywhere, lest we'll forget. So we hold the phone also and take the pen and want to write. Our original handwriting will not come because our hold on this object will influence our original handwriting, is it not? This is clear. Mind getting identified with the body will have the impact of the body identification in the process of thinking. See? So after the body identification has happened, then the 2G scam happens. 2G scam is what? After body identification, then I am mother, father, brother, sister, in-law, outlaw. Somebody is born. That somebody is a fraction of the total mind. Now that mind, fractional mind, is unable to see the totality. Those who are lost in small things, they cannot even imagine the infinite. The truth is infinite. Mind is one. So simple, friends, it is not difficult. And then, without this ability to understand the import of the scriptures, we lead our so-called spiritual life mechanically. What we call in scriptures as Tatparya Nirnay, in English we can call it as the moral of the story. In one of my talks, somewhere I have mentioned this, in a small town, in a simple, beautiful temple, we were having satsang. And there was an old man sitting in the front, very sincere. Normally, I don't entertain questions why the lectures are going on. But he was so old and sitting, no, I couldn't say anything to him. I said, Babuji, I'll tell you after satsang is over, okay? Kept quiet. After satsang was over, he asked me the meaning of the story which I told. The story was, there was a fish from the sea. He happened to go to a well. And in that well, there was a frog. So, the frog was Indian. So he started asking questions. Who are you? Where from you have come? What do you do? What is your address? Why you have come? So the fish told, I am from sea. What is sea? Sea is water. How much water? Lot. Lot means how much? So be attentive. Frog in a well. Lot of water. This much. Fish said, no. Then, this much? No. He took a leap within the waters. From here to this much water? He said, no. Then he jumped diagonally from wall to wall. Do you mean this much? He said, no, Baba. Then how much? Come. So they went to the sea. Now the fish is asking, tell me how much is the water? Frog kept quiet. Therefore, wise people keep quiet. When the story was over, that old man asked me, Swamiji, you told us about the fish and the frog. Tell me how the fish has gone to the well. You could laugh. I couldn't laugh. Elderly man. I said, Babaji, it was a kingfisher flight. He went by that. Now, what is the moral of the story? A person who is lost in a, what do you call technically, Kupa Banduka Vritti, in small little things, he cannot think infinite. We are all the time in that well. Husband, wife, brother, father, in-law, outlaw. Are come out of it. Enough is enough. The whole life only, the same. On and on. Then what to do? Mahamantra. Wherever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. Suppose you are in front of your father, mother, old one, don't argue. Whatever they say, keep on listening. Yes. And afterward forget. Because they will also forget. Yes, किसके बारे में कहा था बेटा? कुछ नहीं. Don't argue. The day you learn this principle, you will be at peace. Because then you will discover this rule. Thoughts cannot come without the seed of Mr. Somebody. And that somebody who is born does not exist. One man becomes son, he becomes father, he becomes husband. Has he become three? And who is miserable? These non-existing entities. Then what is to be done? Kar Nataka. Natak karo. Kaise natak? How to do natak? What are you doing now? As if listening. See, friends, if this knowledge has an impact on us, we will change. And the change is only one. We will give up our old way of responding in this world. You must have seen there are people, when two persons are talking, now husband and wife, they are talking. Why the old people should go and, क्या हो गया बेटा, किसके बारे में हो रहा, और हम तुम्हारे ही बारे में बोल रहे, तुम जाते क्यों नहीं? Don't get involved in anybody's life. Be friends. And then we feel bad. See, मरना ही अच्छा है. मरते भी तो नहीं थे. Recognize, my friends, spiritual life is only recognizing this, that we are the most unwanted furniture in this world. We want everything. And when we have this clear understanding, we cannot have arrogance, we cannot have demands. We accept everything as divine grace. By this, the disease of the mind called as desire will be slowly cooled down. To the extent the desire pressure is reduced, to that extent we are cheerful and happy. Only right thinking can correct the issues of mind. Don't get lost physically for the mind. You'll be doing the pranayam and then the vasrika and all that. Don't get lost in that. You are changing your factory setup. Only proper understanding. Now for that, we go one step further. Mind expresses as words. If we can learn this, that we are controlling the word production, meaning what? Dekho, suno, mat bolo. No need to talk. When we talk to others, we talk about ourselves or the past. When we talk to ourselves, we talk about the future. So when we talk to others, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? I guarantee you, 99% cases, you will reply yourself, no need. But we keep on talking. And for that, the Maha Mantra is, who asked you? See, this mantra I got from Badrinath Bhagwan. One morning, 4 o'clock, as usual, finished my darshan and came and sat with one Amma. Very nice. That time I was very young and she used to treat me like her child. She was very old. So one day I said, Amma, I have decided no more lectures. She started laughing. Why are you laughing? Joke. What joke? See, this is what she taught me. Did Narayana ask you this question whether you want to give lectures or not? I said, no. Did I ask you? No, you didn't ask. Who asked you? See, 99% cases, we talk when it is not required. If you are pumping the water in the top of your building, here you don't have that, in Bharat we have. And suppose the pipe is holy and you switch on, the total water will not go up because it is leaking. Exactly the infinite energy that we have or that we are is leaking through 5 holes. 5 Dhanendriyas and 5 holes, 5 Karmendriyas. Naturally, all the energy is leaked. Therefore, now we will come to the mind for stopping the leakage of this energy. We have, all of us, two energies. One is Kriya Shakti, the energy with which we can do something. Second is Jnana Shakti, with which we can learn, know something. Now, both of them are expressions of the same conscious principle. Nothing comes from outside. Now, any two lines starting from the same point cannot be parallel. There will be some angle. In the same manner, point of origin, consciousness. Two lines, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So there is an angle. When we go away from the origin, the distance between these two lines starts increasing, widening. In this example is clear, exactly the same way. Knowledge, when it is represented in our action, and actions are fulfilling the knowledge, then the gap between these two is reduced. Knowledge is early to bed and early to rise is the way to be healthy, wealthy and wise. Action, late to bed and late to rise is the guarantee for unhealthy and otherwise. Meaning, we are not respecting our knowledge in our life. See, friends, if we do not respect our knowledge in our own life, the net result is we lose self-confidence, Atma Vishwas. Atma, Paramatma, one. Our devotion to the Lord expresses in our heart as self-confidence. They are not two. What we call grace of God and the self-confidence, Atma Vishwas, they are the same thing from two standpoints. And what is the reason? Reason is we do not respect our knowledge in our life. And then we complain. How many children don't listen to us? We don't listen to our own knowledge. Why they will listen? Somewhere here only asked, Swamiji, a standard dialogue back home when we were children, whatever our parents used to tell, and we used to do, and therefore we have become good, and we are now so well educated and got here and everything is, But why our children, they are like that. They don't listen to us and they are going the wrong way. What could be done? I said, look here, we were lucky to have good parents. Our children are unfortunate to have dumb parents. Whom are you going to blame? Our words don't carry meaning. We say something, but we don't mean that. Therefore, this is one of the most important thing to work on the mind. Respect your knowledge in your life. Now the first thing start. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? I guarantee you, my friends, you yourself will answer. There is no need. Then second thing, when we talk to ourselves, what happens? We talk about future. Now, after this lecture is over, we are to take Swamiji for dinner. I hope you will like the food that I have prepared. But But I don't know whether it take onion or not. Anyway, I cut it. Here Brahma, and वहाँ onion कट रहा है. See, friends, learn this, that the mind expresses as speech, and the speech either takes us in the past or takes us in the future. Net result, we cease to remain in the present. And therefore we suffer. One man, one husband with two wives, what will be his condition? Both of them will be holding each hand and pulling in other direction. That is our condition. जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, वही तुम चले जाओ, भाड़ में गए वो. Or I don't know what is going to happen. If you don't know, relax. If you know, be prepared. There is no justification that we worry. And those who are miserable, they don't like happy people. I'll tell you my experience. One lady got so angry after my lecture, nearly she caught my collar, therefore I don't have collar. What is there all the time you keep on telling, be happy, get married and so be happy. So you are justifying marriage as an excuse to be miserable or what? Observe this thing. And Bhagwan has created this world for time pass. Don't take life too seriously. In Assam this happened. I was in somebody's house for 2-3 days. After 2-3 days, they opened up. The husband was a perfectionist and wife was like me, happy-go-lucky. So, perfectionists suffer perfectly in life. So he says, Swamiji, now I will tell you something, don't mind. I said, no, I have no mind. Call me anything. Like you listen to my satsang, I listen to you. He said, come to my bedroom. Showed everywhere combs with the hair in that. See. So I took the comb, started cleaning. No, you don't cleaning. I said, you are showing me. No. This is what my wife does. Everywhere. How many times I told her, she doesn't listen, understand. You please tell her. So we are used. Free में कुछ नहीं मिलता. I said, Amma, there is a case against you. FIR filed, come. She was happy-go-lucky, nice, round figure, no sharp corners, and mouth full of pan. So I said, see, these things you keep here, it doesn't like it. Why do you do like that? Meaning, don't worry about him. Not worried about him. But why do you do this thing and make him angry and miserable? Now she has to speak. Where she was standing, from there, without moving, window, 50% inside, 50% outside. And she was happy about it. Then with her sari, she said, Swamiji, he is jealous. He is bald, therefore he is jealous. And she was, see, friends. Be happy, friends. You have learnt everything in spiritual life. But somehow or the other, the disguise of spirituality is as if you have consumed handful of caterpillars. We are not here to suffer. Make life a celebration. But instead of that, we bring something past and frustrate about it. In Dadar, there was some marriage. So after the photography cinema was over, I took my meals and I was sitting. One old lady came. Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, I am doing Kathakali. Why you say like that? I say, you see, I am eating food. What is it? Useless question. Have you seen them? I say, yes. What do you feel? I said, I feel I should get married. Then she started crying. What was the reason? Swamiji, I am remembering something. I said, you are married? Or you want to get married again? No. My daughter would have been on this age had she not died. I said, when she died yesterday, day or yesterday? No. When she was 6 months old, this old lady was 75 not out. So for 75 years, she is carrying the burden of that infant 6 months died, whatever reason. What can you talk to such people? The reason, you know why they do like this? They are seeking attention. Don't seek attention and sympathy from anybody in this world. You are care of him. See, a king's son, if he is begging on the road, will the king feel good about it? If we are the devotees of the Lord, lead a dignified life of a devotee, not frustrated, papoham, papa karma. No. Therefore, this mind has to be corrected by not allowing it to unnecessarily speak to others or to oneself. Number one. Number two, no comparison, no discussion, no nothing. And highest spiritual practice which I follow is wherever you are sitting, doesn't matter what asana. Just start, try for 2 minutes. I shall not talk to myself. When you practice this, then you will discover one more thing. Whenever we talk to ourselves, we have become somebody. If you become husband and sit for meditation, what will be your Anishta Devata? Belan Devi. And you will be disturbed. So learn to remain as Mr. Nobody. Play. For next 5 minutes, nobody. Thoughts cannot come. The moment you become somebody, thoughts are bound to come. Thoughts are the garbage in the mind. See? In this hall, if some rat dies and rots, the whole hall will be smelling dirty. In the open space, recent your New York, there also 4.6 earthquake. Nothing will happen to the space. See, friends, the more we recognize this, that somebody will always have a problem. Nobody can have no problem. And the expression of the problem is speech. And speech begins from two sources, either forms or sounds. Our Upanishad tells, in some Prakarana Grantha, so it comes, Asti Bhati Priya Nama Rupa Iti Panchamshakam Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam Jagat Rupam Tatodvayam. What is an ornament, gold plus name and form. Name and form is the ornament, but the reality is the gold. In the same manner, Asti Bhati Priya, Sachidananda is the Paramatma, name and form is the samsara. And if we are living in this world in samsara, देखो सुनो, देखो forms, सुनो words. Live in this world, देखो सुनो, मत बोलो, no comment. Mind will not be born as speech. करना कुछ नहीं है. Real spiritual life is a process of undoing. Real attainment in spirituality is unbecoming. Unbecoming means just being. Undoing means give up your all, I have to do this. Relax. And then we go still deeper in our mind. And then we start discovering many secrets. The secret is to whatever we have given importance, that becomes the source of thought. Anything you give importance. Give importance to your neighbor. I don't know, he is the only neighbor who is troubling me. No, I have anything you give importance, positive or negative. In Panchadashi, this thought comes in a very big way. One man told the other man, "Hey Guptaji, I heard that your son met with an accident in US and Guptaji was disturbed. And he came home and he was talking to his wife. I don't know, that man told him our son met with an accident, this thing, that thing. In old age, gents become weakling, ladies become strong. So he was so frustrated. Wife said, don't shout and become miserable. Phone and find out. He phoned. The son said, how many times I told you? This is a night here, don't call this time. And put down the phone. Ah, he is all right. So who was disturbed? This father. And by this wrong information. Therefore, recognize this principle. All the relations and possessions are valid only when we are identified with the body. In the deep sleep, we are not identified with the body, yet we continue to live. So what is the spiritual attainment? Live in this world, recognizing the divinity, and don't take the relative world seriously. And those who become serious, they don't exist. The day this point will get in your head, I tell you, your whole life will change. See, this example I had given. One girl asked me, Swamiji, in our house there is some function. My mother told, you cannot come for the function because it is only for the married girls. You are divorced, you go away. But why so? She asked her mother. I don't know, go and ask Swamiji. We are freely available victims. So she came. Her question was, after divorce, the girl is widow or not? Divorce means what? She has no husband. Did the husband die? The man is still there. Where the husband has gone? And we are all miserable as those who don't exist. This is all spiritual life. And as you go deeper in your own experiences and learning from them, when any event happens, that time the intensity of those miseries is different. As time passes, the intensity of those miseries becomes slowly diluted, and thereafter, those even that event becomes null and void. Why? Because now the mind is not thinking too much about that. But those who are not able to drop their past throughout their life, they suffer and they make others suffer. Therefore, if we learn how the mind matters, number one, do not talk about your past to anybody. Do not ask anybody about their past. One example I'll tell you about this. This is just example. It has never happened. I told my friend, Ajit, see, when I was in the jail for the charges of murder, I was thinking how to run out, and I somehow ran away. And when I came out to avoid being caught again, I became a Babaji. And thereafter, I am moving from here and there and I am saved. But don't tell anybody, okay? No, why should I tell anybody? Now, he has one friend, Yogesh. Don't tell anybody. He has another friend. He has another friend. And there was my friend. He said, Swamiji, people are talking about you like this. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena charajaram. When we cannot keep our mouth shut about our past, why will others keep? This is a tremendously highest spiritual practice. Don't talk about your past. If they insist, bluff. You know, in Hindi when I speak, I have that habit. हमारे पंजाब की बात है, हमारे महाराष्ट्र की बात है. So if there is audience, Punjabi audience, then Swamiji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ? No problem. Where are you from? I am from Amritsar. I am from Jalandhar. Jal ke andar. Then in our Maharashtra, if I say, oh, you are Marathi? Yes. Where are you from? Now you tell, where are you from? Solapur, Kolhapur. One day I was caught. One lady says, Swamiji, you are bluffing. Sometimes you said you are a Marathi, sometimes you say Punjabi. What is the truth? I said, I am a Paratha. Ma Punjabi, Ma Maratha, Paratha. Once you start this bluffing, people will be tired and stop asking about you. Hey friends, don't get into this past and build a personality. Real spiritual practice is remain non-extraordinary. Remain ordinary. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Our whole struggle is only this. We are not like others, eating non-vegetarian at home. Then we go and eat in the hotel. We are not like others, drinking in front of the children and all that. Then we go to pub, not before children. Somehow or the other, we try to prove how we are superior than others. Our goodness, if it is condemning others, is it a goodness? See, Iyengars are very orthodox. And I like playing fool, enjoy life. So in Mumbai it happened. I went to some Iyengar's house for food. So the moment I entered, I said, Amma, you know, I don't take onion, I don't take fish, meat, eggs, etc. I take only simple white rice and moong dal. And चाबी भर के छोड़ दिया. Oh God, you could see. Swamiji, what are you talking? We have never touched onion in our house. We need no question of egg and all other things. In our kitchen, nobody can enter just like that from the bed. We finish our bath and then we do the puja of the chula and then we do the things. We are not like others. From this I learned it. Our goodness, when we compare about the weaknesses of other, is it a goodness? See, friends, this is how our personality becomes very strong. Whosoever, whatever he may be, he is Prabhu's Leela going on. Don't impose our own views on others. Relax. Slowly, slowly, when this is practiced for a good number of years, you will naturally start remaining at peace with yourself. And when you are at peace, anybody who comes around you also experiences that peace. That is what we can call it like magnet has got a magnetic circle, magnetic field. In the same manner, this is the spiritual field. You all must have experienced when we go and meet some great masters, the moment we go, we do not know what happens, but we are at peace. At the same time, when we go to some people, the moment they come near, we start getting fire in our whole body. Because this is what inside comes out. Therefore, let us be at peace with ourselves. Ashantasya kutas sukham. So what is the ultimate we have to learn? Keep cool. Don't talk to yourself. Before we talk to others, ask a question, is it necessary to talk? All problems are only in the mind. They are not in the body. And when the problem of the mind called desire, when it dissolves, when it disappears, mind merges in pure consciousness. Thereafter, out of an ordinary person, a master is born. And this is not the monopoly of sannyasi. This is for everyone. Give it a try and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.